Hello and welcome back to your favorite podcast, What's Your Favorite Scary Story? I am your wonderful co-host, Marlene, and right beside me I have the most beautiful, intelligent host.
What else?
Wonderful cook. And it picks up after my
boy
mess. Hey, I missed it.
Okay. I'm kidding.
But welcome
I appreciate
back.
all your compliments. Thank you. Yes. Oh, I don't think you said it. My name's Alyssa. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back to another episode. We are doing the things, doing life.
Yeah, I finally got you. I beat you to it.
You did. Good job.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thanks.
Wow. How was your day today?
My day was pretty good. It was a little busy at work, but busy as in like thinking a lot, just trying to make sure that.
Good thing you got a big bumpy brain.
I got a big bumpy brain, yeah.
So but I'm sure that helped.
I still had to ask questions, which is good. Ask questions.
Yes, but, never be afraid to ask for help, everybody.
Yeah. But I think I got it.
Good. I love to hear it.
How was your day?
It was okay. I had the day off, and so
that's always good.
Yeah, we were kind of. I also had yesterday off, and it was Memorial Day, and Marlene.
It's not Memorial Day. It's Labor Day.
Wow, Labor Day. They're all the same day. I'm sorry.
Yo, to be fair, I used to mix those two up all the time.
I only know about them because I work in retail, and so
it's something about America.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Anyways. We had the day off together. Marlene doesn't know how to relax, and so we did house altering projects yesterday, which is good. Everything looks great.
It was so good. The best part about it is that I kept it super cheap, but it looks good.
No,
money saver and
But yeah, so today I was like, I'm a person that does know how to relax, and that's one of my favorite things to do on my days off. But I knew I had to at least clean up. I definitely wanted to get to our bathroom today because the floor's been pissing me off.
Yeah,
so
it's been a little hairy.
That's what happens when you have 2 cats in the house.
Yeah.
But I got to that, and then I am the kind of person I like to relax on my days off. But if I am being productive, I feel like I just get addicted to the productivity, and I just kept doing more and more things. So I got the house nice and clean for Marlene today when she got home from work. Classic housewife, if you will.
It feels so good to come home to a clean house.
I know you like it.
It just feels so nice, But
yeah, that was my day.
You did a really good job.
Tomorrow I'm gonna do some spooky shopping and then get some coffee and relax at home because I deserve it.
You do deserve it.
I did get 3 days off in a row. Shout out to my wonderful manager.
Shout out to Caitlin.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Yeah, she's
my body appreciates.
Actually,
yeah. Our last trip out to California, that was very spur of the moment. She fed our cats. So
yeah, she's the
very
best.
Blessed with good working with good people. The both of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just a little update on our life. Still crazy busy with wedding stuff. So if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, I am picking our topics for these next few weeks just so I can do shorter topics and not shortchange anybody's suggestions since I don't have a lot of time for these ones.
So for anyone new that's listening, the whole podcast is basically you send us your suggestions of what your favorite scary story is. Hence
or
anything,
title, anything you want us to cover that's interesting to you.
That's interesting. We're doing murder, mystery, true crime.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a murder.
Not murder mystery. We're not playing what's it called? Those wine when you go to those events with wine drinking and murder mysteries.
Murder mystery, who done it? Yeah. That is not what we do here.
No. I mean, while we're waiting for September, October to end. If you want to send in your suggestions, feel free to do so.
At the end of this, I want to have a flood of suggestions to pick from that I can sit down. All I'll have going on then after this wedding is work. So I will have the time to put into these stories and give them the research that they deserve. So please keep sending those in or any personal stories you have with anything spooky or any true crime things that have gone on maybe in your hometown or something like that. we'll take it all.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, before we get into today's story, I think we've just kind of gotten into the habit of putting your not so fun fact with marbles up here at the beginning. Want to get into that now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Not so fun facts with marbles. So this week I stumbled across, it's always those Facebook posts, of
Oh, I know them too well.
Yeah, it's just like when they have like the
like the background image.
It's just a background image and then some like random text on it.
Right.
But I don't even think I follow this page, but it's just one of the suggestions.
Most of the posts I see on Facebook.
Most of the posts. Yeah, I guess not. I guess
like they're just all advertisements somehow.
Yeah, or suggested or recommended. So it's this page, and it said, "The body knows when death is coming, and it starts in your nose. Follow your nose, like Toucan Sam."
Wait, what does that even mean?
It means your nose may sense death first.
What?
Yes, like so.
I've never seen anything like that on Facebook.
So I follow like the literally like the queerest things ever, as in weird, as in like fascinates like.
And we're not saying queer people are weird.
No,
being to ourselves.
Queer, as in the other definition,
the old-fashioned definition
of weird. So I found this subreddit, naturally, of hospice, right? And I found this thread that said, the title was, "I Can Smell Death." And it's these nurses that can smell death on their patients.
Oh, I thought
like people they're taking care of.
I thought it meant if you're dying, your nose can sense it.
Well, in one of the comments, I found a woman that said that when she eats like a lot of processed foods or junk food and stuff like that, that she tries to that she smells it on herself after she eats like oily, like greasy food. And so she tries to wash it off of her hands and everything, but she has to wait until it processes through her body.
That's so crazy.
For the smell to go away. But they were explaining that sometimes it's like an acetone smell.
Acetone?
Yeah, an acetone. It can be sweet. It can be really rancid, but it's very subtle. And a lot of hospice nurses say that they smell death. Yes. Isn't that weird?
Damn.
Like the fact that you can literally start smelling a rotting body before it's dying, because they were also saying that if it's let me see if I can find it,
because I guess it's like the body's like just slowly shutting down sometimes, and so it's so interesting that it's like different sometimes, but they still know what it is.
Yeah, they say it's like an acetone like smell, and sometimes other smells like musty or ammonia.
So
and
weird.
Usually when it smells like ammonia, that it's most likely the liver shutting down. Yeah, so it's
fascinating.
It's just
the human body's crazy.
Yeah, so the fact, I just thought that I don't have more facts or anything.
That's okay.
Yeah, I just
okay.
Figured,
this is just supposed to be a fun little segment we insert here. So, don't worry.
Yeah,
that is very interesting.
Isn't that
I did not know
crazy?
That.
Yeah, because I've heard of like animals being able to sense it on their owners and like,
so or sense like that something's wrong.
Right, but
kind of thing. Wow.
Yeah. Well, rip.
Yeah. To a lot of people.
Rest in.
Just rest in peace.
Okay, rest in peace.
On that note, let's get into today's topic.
On that note.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Oh, by the way, I made well, first of all, I'm trying to figure out how to make the best michelada.
You've been trying.
I've been trying because I've had the tomato juice. What's it called? Clamato. Clamato. I've had the clamato in the fridge for a while now, and I figured, why not?
I mean, that's why you got it.
Why not?
Why not?
Take a crazy chance.
We need to stop singing random songs.
Do a crazy dance. All right. I'm good.
Good, I'm glad. But yeah, she's got her Michi. I've got my lemonade I made today. I lemon made it.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
Thank
you. I love you.
Thank you.
Yo, she's been in a mood today.
I haven't, and she keeps trying to convince me that I'm in a mood, and that's putting me in a mood.
Yo, I'm trying to be all lovey-dovey over here, and she's like, yep.
No. Stop. Do you want the story or not? Because I think you're going to like it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Stop it. Okay. So I picked this topic because it's we've like basically covered it before, and it was a very popular one, I guess I would say, based on people's like reactions to it.
Okay, so, wait. Before you say what it is, why do it again?
Well, if you would give me a second, you'll find out.
Of course.
So as I was saying, this is very popular with you guys. You seem to like it. So this is Mexican Urban Legends Part 2.
Yes!
I told you you'd like it.
No, you can't go wrong with Mexican Urban Legends, babe. Like,
I'm like curious if you've like heard of these too.
Most likely not.
No?
If they're not as popular.
Like two of them kind of like popped up right away, and then another one like took me a little bit more research. So we'll see what you know, if you know any of them. All right. So our first Mexican urban legend is El Duende.
Oh, yeah. You know Los Duendes? Okay. Oh, I have a story.
Of course you do. All right, let me get into it because this is a little longer than we've been doing lately.
Yeah, okay.
So El Duende is an evil, goblin-like being that is said to reside mainly in western Honduras, especially in Copan Ruines. I struggled on that last one.
That's fine. I still got goosebumps.
Supposedly, he is a little dark-skinned man who is very short and is always dressed in an elegant green suit. He is also always wearing a big hat or sombrero. It is said that El Duende only appears to single women and usually appears on remote roads to rural villages underneath nance trees, nance trees.
Which, if you never had a nance, you're not missing out. They smell like shit.
Like durian.
They smell really bad. Ugh.
Or even they're found underneath those trees, or even sometimes in the homes of these women when they're alone.
Oh my gosh! So he's a creep.
Yeah.
What a creep!
Big time creep. He is described as a playboy who offers many gifts and wealth to the girls so that they go away with him. If a girl does not recognize El Duende and accepts anything that he offers her, then she will remain enchanted by his evil powers forever. Some girls have even allegedly gone mute or have become mentally impaired.
What the heck?
Yeah. It's not cool. So, now if a girl does not pay attention to El Duende, then he chases them about, he throws little rocks at their window, and also throws cow dung at them. Still, he's a creep and a jackass. So how does one get rid of El Duende? I guess the best thing to do is to remain calm, act in a friendly way, and when El Duende offers wealth to you, you should ask for him to bring you something impossible to obtain. The most common thing to ask for would be a basket filled with water from the river, because obviously the water would just fall right through the basket. This will make El Duende disappear due to frustration and never return to bother a girl who requests such a gift from him. All right, well, I'm going to end this story with a quote from a resident of Copan Ruines. He remembers families that they used to sit outside their homes to just like converse with each other and their neighbors, and this is what he had to say. Once, when I was very little, I was sitting on the sidewalk with my family as usual, and suddenly there was a blackout, and the town was shrouded in darkness. After a while, one of our neighbors came shouting that we should go inside the house, close the door, and we should be careful not to open the door to anyone because El Duende had appeared to a girl in the town. It is because of cases like this that the viejitos do not like it when young girls walk by themselves in the streets or when they spend time alone in their houses for fear that El Duende will appear to them. And that was El Duende. What's your little input that you have, of course?
So, duende in English is an elf, which, you know, in American culture, it's like Santa's little helper kind of thing.
Right.
But we used to get, that was our boogeyman in Mexico.
Like same vibes as like La Llorona?
Same, yeah.
Like that's scary?
It would scare you the same.
Damn.
So, they would use it to not don't go too far away, otherwise el duende is gonna or the duendes plural would snatch you up, which I don't know if in your like in the research if it said anything good about the duende or...
No, but be patient on that because we are gonna come back to him a little bit.
Okay, so I won't touch on anything. Okay. But there was this time, it was actually when I think I hurt, this was the start of my back problems because I hurt my back playing soccer, and that same day, my dad broke his left arm. So it was just like kind of a string of bad luck, which was weird.
It's not a good day.
No, it wasn't. It was though, because we were all like together, like family. And we were in this place called La Roblada, and it's basically this woods, like these woods, kind of forest area, but it was around, it wasn't very leafy, very green. It was half like dead.
Okay.
And there's a little creek there, and half of it is just exposed rock on the ground. And the other half is grass, and there's like wild cows there.
Wow.
And we were there, and so our family's like, you know, don't go out too far or the duendes are gonna get you. And they would scare us and tell us that either they would scare us by telling us that they would lower us deep into the forest because they'll appear as another little kid because of how small they are, and then they'll pretend to be lost, and then they'll be like, oh no, but I know the way though, just follow me kind of thing. But they're like, you won't know the difference because they'll look like another little kid. But yeah, like we grew up, that was like our boogeyman kind of thing, to not like go off too far and stuff.
Right.
But yeah. That's my story.
Very good story. Okay. So our next story, actually, it might be true. It might not be. But it is like pretty sad. So I thought we'd do like a little urban legend sandwich. And the story after this one will be like a little more lighthearted.
Okay.
But this, and like just the fact that this one is like a little more likely to be true, it is kind of sad. But without further ado, this is the legend of La Casa de los Tubos.
De los Tubos?
Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, or otherwise known as the House of Tubes. So this was an abandoned construction located in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. The story goes that in the 70s, there was a man who had a daughter who was paralyzed from the waist down and had to use a wheelchair. So they both moved to Monterrey for a fresh start, and the dad wanted her to be able to like completely roam around the house like on her own, you know, have the freedom to do so, even though she was in a wheelchair. So he told this to the engineer in charge of building their new home, and the guy was like, yeah, I've got the perfect idea for this. So the plan was for there to be ramps all throughout the house so that the girl could navigate through the house all on her own. And the best way to execute this would be to make the house tubular. So little by little, the house started to become constructed. However, as the construction progressed, tension between the workers began to increase. Then tools started to disappear, and the workers would blame each other for it. Eventually, they decided to have a meeting one night to try and overcome their differences. It seemed to have worked, and by the end of the night, most of them were pretty intoxicated, except for one man, Alberto, who was the most reserved of the workers. So the next morning, only 3 men showed up to work, including Alberto. So it was decided that Alberto would work upstairs while the other 2 fine-tuned the details on the first floor. So the men got to work, and not too long after, the men on the first floor heard screams of terror. And then they heard a loud bang against the concrete. They ran to find Alberto laying dead on the floor with his eyes open as if he had seen the devil.
Wow.
It wasn't long before another tragedy occurred. A bricklayer inexplicably fell through one of the windows. Before dying, he uttered the phrase, "He doesn't want us to be here."
What the heck?
Mm-hmm. So after that, many men quit out of fear, but the construction didn't stop, and eventually the man and his daughter moved into the home. So one day, the girl had made her way to the very top floor of the house. Her father could not find her, and after some time of frantically searching for her, he heard a loud noise that sounded like a large bundle of metal falling. In his heart, he knew the truth, but he refused to believe it until he found her. His little girl, that was his literal entire reason for existing, was dead.
Dang.
Yeah, so after this incident, no one would come to the house. It was just the grieving father, alone in the house, drinking day after day, when eventually the grief became too much to handle, and the man took his own life. So while this man was living there, the house was actually still being worked on. But once he was gone, construction was stopped and the place was just abandoned. For approximately 40 years, there were mysterious deaths and apparitions reported there. Until in 2016, when it is decided that the house should be demolished to give life to a new construction, thus ending the legend of La Casa de los Tubos. Or not. Time will tell.
Ay.
But yeah, that kind of seems like a haunted land type of situation.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
It's really sad.
It was very sad, and I hope it's not true. But yeah, I saw pictures of it, and it's like multiple tubes like next to each other kind of thing.
As in, like, the building is a circular thing, you mean?
Yeah, but there's like 3 or 4 of them just kind of connected to each other.
Oh.
But yeah.
The reason I believe in that is because Mexico has, like, a lot of stories like that kind of.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a lot of land there that's
not just the land, but just like the craziness. And I don't mean to feed into like the stereotype of how dangerous Mexico is, because it's not. First of all, Mexico is dangerous if you're involved in it. You know, I just want to break that stigma that Mexico is not a dangerous place.
Obviously, unless you're like in the jungles with the animals that are dangerous.
Or you're involved in the bad parts of it. Right. But my family's visited many times. And I mean, for crying out loud, I literally walked through a plaza. When it was shut down, because they had to shut it down because they were transporting a very infamous prisoner from one prison to another. And I as a child walked through the plaza not knowing this.
Oh my God.
And I was totally fine with snipers on the roof. And I have a cousin that can attest.
What were you doing?
He can attest, because we were at the Xbox, the PlayStations that they had there in the plaza. And he was there with me, and it was like our whole family, cousins older, like 10 years older than me, were locked in the house with the rest of the family because our parents did not let them leave. And I was just there.
How did you sneak out?
I didn't sneak out. We didn't know this was happening.
But they just didn't notice that you left?
They knew, I don't know, actually, they didn't know we had left.
Anyway, what were you saying about...
That Mexico is safer than it.
Right,
people
but you were talking about the story and
that I believe in it because Mexico has just crazy stories like that. Mm-hmm. Like everyone always has a story on something, right. And it's most likely true.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
anyway, sorry, I just
good.
got carried away there.
All right, so I've got one more story for you. This one is more lighthearted. So this is the legend of Chaneques. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but so this is what I was saying. I was going to draw back to our first story. But Chaneques are creatures, and their name literally means those who inhabit dangerous places and also owners of the house. So according to the folklore, Chaneques look like small, wrinkly old men and women who lurk in the jungle. Now, according to the internet, they are comparable to El Duende, but they seem kind of different to me. But I guess there are like experts quote, I don't know, that debate whether or not they're the same thing.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this one, actually.
But Chaneques are described as small, sprite-like beings that hold a connection to elemental forces and are regarded as guardians of nature.
Kind of like fairies, then.
This being said, they are also capable of leading people astray for several days. Hello, Arlo. During this period, victims experience memory lapses. Arlo, I'm trying to do a podcast here.
There, he can go.
Okay. So during this time that they are led astray, victims experience memory lapses attributed to their alleged transport to the underworld.
What?
The entrance to this realm is said to be within a dried kapok tree? K-A-P-O-K? Kapok? I don't know.
K-A-P-O-K?
Kapok. Kapok? Kapok? I don't know. K-A-P-O-K. I spelled it.
I know. I'm a visual person.
I don't expect you to know all the trees. It's okay.
Right.
In other instances.
Moody.
I'm not.
Okay, no, okay.
You're making me moody. In other instances, Chaneques are said to intimidate intruders to the point where their souls leave their body. There is a specific ritual that is required to reunite the soul with the body. Otherwise, it could result in illness or even death.
Oh my God.
What?
No, that's just terrifying.
Well, yeah. I mean, I said it was a little more lighthearted. And it's also because this, I think, is a little less believable, too, compared to, like, the last story. But as I mentioned before, Chaneques are also said to be protectors of some kind. So they kind of are seen as good and evil. Back in the day, villagers used to give the Chaneques offerings in exchange for protection. They hoped that the creatures would protect their harvest and prevent intruders or other evil beings from entering their homes.
It's kind of like the duendes.
So, like I said before, Chaneques and El Duendes are said to, be pretty similar, but Chaneques are actually, I guess, said to be children with the face of an elderly man or woman.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't wear clothes. They live in forests, rivers, or caves, and are connected to the earth and water. They can communicate with animals in the jungle since they provide protection. They may not always be visible to adults, but children can generally see them, and they are known to sing, scream, and cry. And those were a few more. Mexican urban legends.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
That was deliciously evil.
Ooh. Yeah, I almost like didn't want to do like that last one since it was so similar to the first one, but I thought it was like interesting.
I have a theory that it is kind of like it's just a different part of Mexico.
Maybe.
And that's how they're interpreting the duendes. Because with us, it's duendes, and, you know, in that other part of Mexico, it could be
the Chineques. Yeah. So I don't know. I just was like, well, because there are parts that are like different about this creature. Because I figured we'd talk about it.
Yeah, the duendes also have. It's sad that supposedly they are good in a sense, because if you're like a lost hiker, or if you're lost hiking, or you're a lost child, they'll help you find your way out too, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mention that in my research, but you know, you can't like put everything on the internet. Some of it's just like folklore passed down.
Folklore. Have you seen? If you haven't seen the videos of the duendes that they've caught on camera?
No, but I should.
I'll show you the videos.
Okay, cool. We'll put those up for sure.
If you're listening, go on YouTube and look up videos of duendes.
Duende. Duende.
Duende. Duendes. Plural. Yeah.
I think it'll come up.
Yeah, it'll come up. There's some pretty, of course, they're like bitted, they're pixelized. They're a little older, and there's no modern video of it.
But that makes it like creepier.
Yeah, it is. It does kind of make you wonder, like, well, is it because of like the fact that technology is more advanced now that they know too, and they're trying not to show themselves,
maybe.
You know, or maybe it's a myth, but we don't know. But I'll show you these videos.
Yes, you will, and then we'll put them on Instagram, because sometimes I get it. I'm lazy too, and you don't want to go look it up, but you can see it on our Instagram tomorrow.
It'll be up on
what's our Instagram?
Our Instagram. If you'd also like to send us suggestions on there, it's what's your favorite scary story, or you can also send them to
our email. We also have an email where we would love to take your suggestions and or stories
and hate mail.
That's only her. She's the only one that wants hate mail. But that would be what's your favorite scary story @gmail.com. But I think that's it for today. Yeah.
Yeah. The Conjuring page is still down.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll be keeping you guys updated if anything else goes on with that.
Yeah, because I'm curious.
We're very invested.
I'm a little, you know, I need to know the cheese mound, the cheese, as I like to say. Cheese. I'd like to know the cheese on the Conjuring drama. I mean, the Conjuring house is very near and dear to us. Spending a night overnight there,
doing like all this research on it.
Yeah, and just the fact that we had a connection with our tour guides, and finally, actually, I can finally say that both of our tour guides officially quit.
Both of them. Wow.
Yeah, Sarah. She quit a couple. I think a week or two ago.
Good for her.
Yeah, which makes me wonder, well, how bad did it get?
Yeah, because she was definitely covering for Jacqueline.
She 100%. But she's not talking about it, and
I don't
she's
blame
just
her.
all like,
she doesn't want to get like
no,
into
she's
the
just
drama.
all of love and light, and
well, Jacqueline seems like she'll sue for anything. So.
Yeah, so I mean, Sarah was just a very nice, sweet, great tour guide.
When we were in the Conjuring house doing the Estes method, I actually said her name during it. Like,
you did?
Something said it, and I remember she came up and was like, I heard my name.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, they said it.
Yeah, she was very sweet, and I think my favorite. I mean, we loved Brian and stuff, but she was just very.
It's because when we split into groups, we were with Sarah, so we just spent more time with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were both great. Seem to like really care about what they do.
Yeah, and
so we love that for sure.
Wish them all the best.
Yeah.
But
moving on from this chapter in their life.
I'm just very into the whole thing because we were there, and I have to know what's gonna happen. Like,
because we're hoping that like Jacqueline gets help if she needs it, which she probably does, and that the Conjuring house just ends up in better, more stable hands.
Yeah.
And continues to thrive.
Honestly, it would suck, but I'd prefer the state to own the Conjuring at this point.
Right, at this point, if there's no other option. Yeah.
But it's just a sad, like, situation. Just because the house has so much potential. Yeah. And just being able to grow. Like, not even, like, a monetary, it's just in general. Like, but anyway, just my heart breaks for the Conjuring house.
Yeah, same.
But
on that note, we're gonna go have some shrimp pasta. Let's end on a good note.
Some vodka sauce.
With some vodka sauce. Hey.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Well, you guys have a great rest of your week.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for listening. We always appreciate you. And until next time,
stay spooky.